Hello, everybody. 1 second here. Let me just make sure we are actually live and we have sound. And it sounds like we do. Perfect. Well, welcome everybody to week 8 Tri-State Football Plays of the Week with myself, Sam Reed, and we're going to be jumping into some plays from this week. If you thought we had a lot of blowouts last week, and I know I mentioned that a little bit, if you thought that about last week, there are even more this week. So it was a bit less interesting of a night in terms of competitiveness of games, and teams really just had their way with the other team for most of the games that at least I was personally covering and tracking with. So yeah, we'll go on ahead and jump on into these games. It's we had a couple close ones. I will say the Winton Woods game was relatively close, low scoring defensive battle, but we'll get there. But first off, we'll start out here with the Hamilton Middletown game here for us to get it kicked off. And to start, they're gonna get a pick six. Hamilton. This is Wyman Carr to start the game. I think this was Middletown. Yeah, this was Middletown's first drive of the game, and might have been their first set of downs actually. So they're gonna go up 7-0, and then Grayson Goldsmith going to get himself. Oh, okay. I thought we stopped there for a second. Let me go back. I missed that. I missed that first touchdown. But Grayson Goldsmith going to get his first touchdown of the game. Little punch up the middle there. And then here he goes once again for his second touchdown of the game. 59 yards to the crib. Make it 21-0 here. Middletown will bounce back. This is Demetrian James with a little short touchdown rush. Makes it 21-7, but Grayson Goldsmith going to get his third of the game. Another short rush. Make it 28-7 here. And then this is a nice little grab here from Elijah Jones. I don't know if that was 1 or 2 feet. Either way, it doesn't matter. Gets in by the pylon. Makes it 35-7. And then we've got an honorable mention, our first one for the play of the week here. Grayson Goldsmith, his fourth touchdown. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth touchdown of the night. He's going to take it 79 yards there. And we'll cycle back here one more time. We'll watch that once more. That's 79 yards, like I said, 4 touchdowns, just an immaculate game for Grayson Goldsmith. So Hamilton will win this game 42-7 against Middletown. Gets the job done, not too threatened there. But moving on to the Winton Woods game. I missed the first angle of this, but it is going to be another honorable mention back to back here for Winton Woods. This is Zeke Garrett just shedding tackles here, and he actually had a great night. I missed a lot because for whatever reason, and I'll explain this. For whatever reason, I can't go back on the live stream that this is being streamed on. So I missed a lot of plays from Zeke Garrett, but he was just stacking up rushing yards tonight and had a great game. So I wanted to give him this honorable mention to give him a little shout out there. Of course, great run there, but when Woods goes up 6-0, misses the PAT, and then they'll punch it in. I believe this is Macchi Woods. Macchi Woods. I don't know. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. That's what the roster says online. They didn't announce it. The announcers in the game. So, but yeah, great touchdown there. They'll miss that PAT too. Unfortunately, we're struggling a little bit. They'll go up 12-0, but here we go. West Claremont punches it in late in the fourth to make it a 12-7 ball game, but unfortunately, let me go back here 1 second. I want to check the clock. Okay, so yeah, there's 10 minutes on this clock. I am pretty sure that Winton Woods milked the rest of that clock, the rest of that 10 minutes, just until about there was 11 or 12 seconds left on the clock when West Claremont finally got the ball back, and so they really just, I mean, ran the clock out and did their thing. So yeah, congrats to the Warriors. Defensive battle wasn't necessarily pretty, but hey, they got the job done, 12-7. And then moving on to the Lakota East game here, and I'll say I missed, and when I initially tweeted out, I thought this was the touchdown that was scored. I wasn't paying attention here to the scoreboard. This is the 2-point conversion, and that is Chris Boyer, I believe. But so I missed recording the first touchdown. Unfortunate. Whatever, it is what it is. Hawks will go up 8-0 here, and then Kitna will connect with Zion Neal on a little screen. Zion Neal gets in the end zone there, makes it 15-0. And then JT Kitna collects with Jaden Shea for a 50. Was this 51 yards? I wrote it down. Yeah, 51-yard bomb on the air there. Great ball. I think they went for 2 and didn't get it, or did get it, something like that. I don't know. But Sycamore, this is still early on in the game here. They do get in the end zone. It's still in the second quarter, so I mean, comeback's not completely out of the option there. They'll punch it in there, make it a 21-6 ball game. I think they went for 2 and didn't get it. But here is my play of the week: 95-yard kick return touchdown right here. This is Braxton Thurman, and man, he just makes all the right cuts. Just, I mean, blows by this Sycamore return team, or I guess kickoff team, and gets the job done there. I'll run that back one more time for you guys, of course, but yeah, here we go. Verify. Yeah, so that looks like it's 95 yards. What I said there. A 95-yard return. I mean, look at him. He's not as big as these guys, but he is just blowing by all of these Sycamore Aviators. And I had to give this play of the week there. I know it was a blowout ball game, anyways, but hey, 95-yard kick return is not easy to do, especially when you're darting all over the field. So, yeah, congrats to Braxton for that. And then here we go. Ryder Hooks finds himself with a little cutback into the end zone, makes it a 35-6 ball game. And then here we go. Kitna connects here. I believe this is PJ McFarland in the back of the end zone. Almost gave that an honorable mention, but I figured we had the play of the week in this game as well. So I'll go back and run it one more time for you guys. PJ McFarland, he's a great tight end. I'm not gonna lie, but gets both feet in there, I think, in the back of the end zone, makes it 42-6 here. And then Jaden Shea catches a screen. Their screens were working tonight for sure, but Jaden Shea gets his second touchdown of the game, makes it 49-6 here. And then this is, I believe, they're getting the backups involved here. This is Derek Williams, I think. So even them, they were piling it on for sure. And I think I could be wrong, but I think Sycamore got in one more time and made it 56-12 was the final score there of that game. Lakota East had no trouble with Sycamore tonight. But moving on to the Ryle game, another blowout. Yeah, and I wrote this down as well, but I missed the first touchdown in this. This was another one that I can't go back on to review the live streams and see anything that I missed. So I did unfortunately miss the first touchdown. I have no idea who scored it, but Ryle is up, I believe, 7-0 at this point. Here they go. They get it in. I think this is Jacob Savage, his first touchdown of the night. Just punches it in. He had a nice run before that as well that I missed. But what can you do here? And then we have a 45-yard screen pass. Little halfback screen there. Get the O lineman out in space. I want to see. I can't tell who this is. That's not Jacob Savage there, but great play design and just takes it to the crib for 45 yards. So they'll go up Ryle 21-0 here against Campbell County. And then here we go. Jacob Savage again, I think. Yes, this is Jacob Savage's second touchdown of the game here. And then this is all still in the first half, mind you, but Nathan Varak's going to connect with Dylan Smith for a quick little touchdown there to go up 35-0. So that's going to get the running clock. And I do want to mention this here. That previous play made it 35-0. Ryle was up, and they went into the half. Kentucky rules state that once the running clock is initiated, it stays a running clock for the rest of the game. At least that's how the announcers were explaining it, that we're talking about it here. But Campbell County actually comes out of half and kind of does their thing here. Their first drive, go down, score here, makes it 35-7. And then I think they get in once more. Yes, they do. So they get in once more, but as you can see, they're on the whole other side of the field. They got a stop on Ryle, but that clock was just ticking. And so it's a 35-14 ball game. But unfortunately for Campbell County, the clock is just, I mean, getting out of hand. Like there was nothing they could do about that. So personally, I disagree with that rule. The state of Kentucky has. I don't know if it's like that in Ohio and our Cincinnati area games, but or Indiana for that matter. But personally, I disagree with that. who knows? Maybe Ryle would have hung on. They did get in the end zone once more to make it 42-14. Ryle will win this ball game pretty handedly. I mean, you give up a first half like that, you can't really complain about the clock rules, unfortunately, if you're Campbell County there. So they'll win that game, and then moving on to Cooper. And let me restart this here because we had another kickoff return here, and I for this one, there was no noise in this recording, so I'm not sure who exactly this was, and that's part of the reason I gave the other kickoff return play of the week, because I didn't know who to congratulate. But it's kind of hard to see the numbers in this film. We'll run that back one more time. It's kind of like I said, it's kind of hard to see the numbers that we can see here in this film, but a great return nonetheless. I think it's 90 yards or so, and this is the first play of the game as well, mind you. So Cooper off to a really early lead, and then here we go with a jet sweep. Pay attention because literally the next play they run, this is not a replay. This is the next time they were on the goal line. They ran another jet sweep to get in, so they make it 21-0 here. Move on to the second quarter. Cam O'Hara finds a receiver down the sideline, 44 yards. Will make it a 28-0 ball game here, and then still in the second quarter, a 50. I think this is a 51-yard rushing touchdown all the way to the crib. PAT's no good, but they'll make it 34-0, and then Cam O'Hara with his second passing touchdown of the night. And actually, funny enough, that was the last points that will be scored in this ball game. Cooper comes out of the half. They get the running clock there after that after that 51-yard rush. So they'll get the running clock there, and then going into the half or coming out of the half, they just kind of played conservative, wanted to get out of there, and didn't want to risk any injuries. So they'll win that game 41-0. That was Scott that they played, and it was just the Cooper show, unfortunately for Scott tonight. But congratulations to Cooper there, and then we'll review a couple other games that we have here. Just some other ones. There weren't as many live streams tonight, I will say, but we honestly didn't miss a whole lot. Like I was saying, there were a lot of blowouts. So first off, we've got number one in our poll, Moeller beat St. Ignatius of Cleveland 44-0. Had no trouble with St. Ignatius of Cleveland tonight. They were just doing their thing, 44-0, like I said. So congrats to Muller for keeping their roll going. I mean, they're our favorites for state champions this year. So we'll see how that plays out, of course. But we are moving later on in the season and getting close to those playoffs. And Muller still looking just really solid this year. Another game we had is St. Xavier. They beat LaSalle, number 6 St. Xavier. I believe we have LaSalle as our number 11 team in our polls. Sorry if that's incorrect, but somewhere around there. St. Xavier beat them 9-0. There were no touchdowns scored, I think, until the fourth quarter. So yeah, that was a really defensive game. St. X was leading like 3-0 for the longest time, and then finally we're able to crack that LaSalle defense. But yeah, St. X comes out with a win. That's a bounce back win from last week's game. I think they played. I can't remember who it was that they were playing, but I covered them in the Week 7 plays of the week, and they lost a defensive battle, but were able to kind of win their own as a bounce back this week. So good on St. X. And then Highlands beat Boone County. This was one that I was supposed to be, looking for streams for and news and updates. Unfortunately, there was just not a whole lot being circulated around Twitter or X about this game until it was over. But didn't seem like we missed a whole lot. Number 13 Highlands beat Boone County 55-0 tonight. So they just got it done. We covered them last week. They looked really good and are kind of keeping up that flow this week, as you can tell. And then another one I was kind of looking at and monitoring on Twitter. Newport Central Catholic, Newcath. They played Newport, went into Newport and beat them 35-7. Do want to mention Caleb Cole had 4 touchdowns, so that's 2 running backs tonight that have 4 touchdowns. Grayson Goldsmith, as you saw earlier, from Hamilton, and then Caleb Cole of Newport Central Catholic had 4 touchdowns. So more going beyond the hat trick and getting themselves 4 pieces. congrats to those two, like I said, for having phenomenal nights. And then last off, we've got our Blitz 5 game of the week. This is where our TSF reporters were, and WLWT Blitz 5 game of the week. Number 16 Kings beat Milford 45 to nothing. So another blowout tonight. Kind of seemed to be a common theme as of late. But yeah, that's all the games that I was looking at and that I wanted to cover tonight. But other than that, thank you to anybody who's watching live on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you follow the stream, follow the channel, whatever you're watching it on, and go ahead and leave a like on this video if you're watching the next day. Feel free to leave a like. We would really appreciate it. Of course, anything you guys do, we're just happy that you're here watching and hope you get some entertainment out of this, and we're able to catch you up on what all happened this Friday night. So thank you to everybody there. And then, of course, doing a shout out to broadcast crews that were broadcasting the games here that I was able to get some footage of. Always appreciative of the crews that are responsible for that. So thank you to those guys, and yeah, thank you to everybody as well. All the reporters that were at games and kept me up to date with any plays or any scores or score changes and plays that happen. Really appreciate that as well. Your little words and little tweets go a long way in terms of being able to keep us up to date with what's going on. All these games going on, of course. So yeah, thank you to everybody that I mentioned, and yeah, we'll be seeing you guys next week for week 9's plays of the week. Take care until then. Peace out.